explained the Saturn in the zodiac sign or Rashi of Aries. Aries happens to be the first zodiac sign. Now, the grievance that was put forward was that I tried to elucidate an example and quote an instant, and that instance was of our father of the nation. On popular demand that I should elucidate an example which is in the contemporary context, present day context. So my friends, I have selected the example for elucidation to be that of none other than Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, the current Chief Minister of NCT, National Capital Territory of Delhi. Now the reasons. The first reason is both of them have Saturn or Shani or Shanish Maharaj or Sauri in Aries. Aries or Mesha, the first zodiac sign, both of them. So this is our topic, this is our subject of study. The prime most important thing is that Saturn in Aries is Vargottama. Vargottama means that in the ninth divisional harmonic chart Navansha and in the Rashi chart or the birth chart of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, Saturn happens to be in the same zodiac sign of Aries. So I don't think I can get a better example than this. Now I'll just take 2 minutes and tell you about what Aries is. Aries, as I told, the first zodiac sign, the sign that denotes sustenance, the newly born, the mover, the actor, the agent, the pioneer, the inventor, the innovator, the competitor, the warrior, the one who arrives first. What is the representation? It is represented by a goat. A goat can climb a mountain. So, this is the explorative aspect of this zodiac sign, that it tends to climb up. As I told you, it is ruled by Mangala. So this is a very impulsive kind of a zodiac sign, inventor, something new, So the first logic you derive is that he founded a new party. He founded a new political organization, and we know how he hijacked Anna's Hazare Andolan and created that into a political outfit by the name of Aam Aadmi Party, which is now under him. So this was Aries. Now I'll tell, as I told you something about Saturn, that Saturn represents the masses. Saturn represents the public, the general public. Saturn represents the boundaries, the limitations, the endurance, the longevity. In his chart, another reason to choose is that in his chart, Sun and Saturn, which are opposing energies, they are together placed in the zodiac sign of Aries. So there could not have been a better example than him. Now, I just briefly tell you what does Saturn or Shani Maharaj in Aries means. Old blood feuds, predominant old blood feuds, So, you will see in coming months, he's going to, and his Saturn Dasha, I'll explain you about Dasha also. His Saturn Dasha is just starting, and his Saturn and Sun both are in Aries. In Aries, the first zodiac sign, the Sun becomes exalted or Ucha. That means it attains its highest position. So this fellow has already attained its highest position, that is CM. And I don't think so he can go anymore, according to me and my predictions, unless and until he has to do a lot of remedies. So he is already on top of the pyramid. Point number 1. Another thing which you must appreciate is that Saturn is ironically Nicha or debilitated in Aries. So this means that he has two level of vibrations. One is that he has started on the top, from the top, and the second means that he will have to start learning the discipline of Saturn from bottom. So there is, and he's likely to start his Saturn Dasha very soon. So 19 years of rigorous time Saturn is going to give him, and that is going to be in his health, his wealth, and family. And let me tell you that his Saturn is in 12th house in the Rashi chart or birth chart. So they are going to be old blood feuds. I mean, the number of political adversaries are there that he is always intent on blaming, but some of the top adversaries, they have never reflected back, but they can reflect back because it is going to be a two-way reaction. It is going to increase the feud. Then, because his blood flow stasis is definitely going to take place, so you will see that there'll be changes in his facial expression, there'll be changes in his reflex pattern, there'll be changes in his muscular activity. You will be able to, if you closely observe, and people who have been observing him, after 6 or 7 years, his walk, his gait will significantly reduce, and he will carry a more chronic aggression and more fierce resistance with himself. He, as I told you, he will try to follow the law of winners without knowing anything about the law of losers, and this is reflected. See, he has won in Delhi, but he has been always unsuccessful elsewhere. As I do more critical analysis later on in different series, I'll tell you why. Each and everything, I'll do a hair splitting dissection of all the planets. So there'll be more endurance contest, and I'm talking of this endurance contest within his own party, and his survival is going to require a great effort. Why? Because Sun and Saturn, the contrasting energies are together. So the only good news he will get or receive is either dawn, or when the Sun has not attained a good degree, or when the Saturn has not attained a good degree. So that means morning or evening only he will be able to win things. Otherwise, most of the times he will be at the receiving end. And his moon is also placed in the next house, and that is also called as a Vish Yoga or Poison Yoga. In South India, it also called as a Punarfu Yoga. So, his last life karmas and the karmic historic things which I talk about in my astrology are going to play a very dominant role. So, I am here in open to analysis, discussion, and any kind of, debate on this. He will have an obligation to fight. He will have to contest. Even if, he will have to contest, to sustain his supremacy. He will have to work 10 times of what he has worked. And they are going to be very scarce resources, So all in all, there is going to be a tough time ahead. And as I told you that how how he's a time structured personality, how he has been conducting very maturely, and how he has been producing under pressure and under duress, and how he is trying to portray that he is burdened with a very heavy responsibility, although contrastingly, as I said, Sun and Saturn are opposing energies. He does not have a single portfolio. I mean, this is an exception. He has no ministry, and he is the chief minister. And that only 15% of the cabinet gets seats in Delhi. So this is a new thing. No chief minister has ever remained without a ministry, and he is without any kind of a ministry. So the planets speak for themselves. Another thing which I told you, typical habit You know, as I told you, that Mahatma Gandhi ji tried to show how sparse, how scarce the resources were, and they went scantily clad to meet the queen. See, the same dichotomy, the same expression of feelings. You know what that fellow this ex-IITian, ex-civil servant, Assalamualaikum.